Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope you guys are all well. I'm going to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Cancer sign. So guys, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Remember, the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Cancer, you get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Cancer? Cancer. Cancer. Energy for Cancer. All right, Cancer, you are starting out with the Four of Swords reversed. You have the Queen of Coins, and coming out together is the Ace of Coins along with the Four of Cups. Interesting. So I do feel like you're healing from something. There was something here that was extremely painful for you, and you were tied into that pain for quite some time. I feel like you couldn't really speak about it. Even talking about it was painful, but you're freeing yourself from that. You've done a lot of healing here. For some of you, it could have been third-party energy or just a very painful experience. Now you're finding your stability. All that healing has led you to stability. You're very focused on your job, your work, how you make your money. There's self-care that's being done here. You're focused on your home, your family. And I see that, your money is looking really good. I do feel like, your money is looking extremely good. You could even have an influx of money, like a large influx of money by the end of the week. But regardless, I feel like you're very stable, and it's because of all this healing that you've done. You have a new beginning here, Ace of Coins, and it's a very stable new beginning that is taking place, either on your own or possibly with somebody else. But I do feel that with the Four of Cups, this is on your mind a lot. Your financial stability is on your mind a lot. Possibly a new beginning with somebody is on your mind. You're thinking about it, and you're carrying forward the lessons that you've learned here from the past. I really get this message for somebody out there, maybe more than one, that you're going to receive good news about an influx of money coming by the end of the week. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Cancer's energy, please. All right, the person in your energy, we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. We have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and we have the Two of Swords reversed. So I'm going to tell you, this person has already made up their mind that out of any choices, they would choose you. They're eliminating other options that are in their life. They're not a bit confused about this. And I will tell you too, that this is somebody who I feel like has very strong boundaries. They've learned those boundaries because they have gone through some difficulties in life, as have you. So this person has very strong boundaries. They are showing up here as being somebody that is honest, a good communicator, very fair in the way that they do things, and they're choosing you over anyone else. Let me see the energy between Cancer and this person. The Magician in the reverse. You both experienced things not turning out the way that you wanted them to. So something is trying to manifest. I feel like for you, it's delayed a little bit because you were still doing all of this healing. You want to talk about this, though. You want to talk about creating this. And for them, there was a little bit of confusion, but that's clearing up as well. So something here is trying to manifest between the two of you. I feel like it's this Ace of Coins. Let me see. Show me what's affecting this connection. It hasn't quite manifested yet. What's affecting it is the Knight of Wands. Communication. You're both going to be communicating with one another about what it is that you're looking for. You're looking for commitment, stability. You are very tempted towards this person, though. And they're looking for honesty, communication. They're looking for good boundaries. So what's affecting the connection, why it hasn't quite manifested, this could be a little bit of off and on energy. You might still be feeling each other out. This feels like someone new. But it doesn't have to be. Let me see your outcome. The Six of Wands. That's success. Yeah, that is success. And success for everyone to see as well. I also feel like you're being very successful in your workplace or your finances as well. You've put a lot of thought into it. You've learned a lot. And that's also bringing you success. I'm telling you, though, that this person that you're involved with here, this hasn't quite manifested entirely, but you're talking about it. You're both kind of saying, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. This is what I want. And it's going to lead to this success. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. Why am I not surprised? I always get the Empress card for my Cancer signs. I love that for you. So the underlying energy is one of growth. Pregnancy for some of you, if you're of childbearing age. So, be careful if you don't want to get pregnant. But this is one of growth. It's one of nurturing this connection, building something together that's going to be bigger than either one of you would be alone. It's also a card of value and self-worth. Whatever this painful experience is that you went through, you're carrying those lessons forward into your life, and you're in that Empress energy. So I love that. Very high vibrational. So let's clarify your reading. Spirit, why is the Four of Swords in reverse? Why is the Four of Swords in reverse? All right, we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Six of Coins. Wow. Again, very nice energy. That's a love offer. You're either giving this love offer or it's coming in. And it looks like it's going to be very balanced. You do have feelings. You have love for this person. And I feel like you're showing up here as being very loving, very kind. You know what pain feels like, and you're trying not to, bring that into this relationship. And you also don't want to cause pain to someone else. So you're either accepting a love offer or you're giving a love offer, and this is going to be a very balanced connection. You're showing up as being very generous. Show me the Queen of Coins. Show me the Queen of Coins. You had other options that you weren't excited about. You've turned down. I'm seeing you turning down at least 2 other options here. This person in your energy knew that you had those options, by the way. So yeah, they knew, and they knew that, that you're gravitating towards them. And why wouldn't you? You have the Queen of Coins energy. You have the Empress energy here. So I feel like why wouldn't you have all these people interested in you? It's just that you were not interested in them. There's also this energy, though, of you kind of holding back. There's a little bit of holding back emotionally, because this could have been an on and off type of connection for a while. So I do feel like you're looking for something committed. You're looking for something that is stable. So you might be holding back a little bit, or have been holding back a little bit until this solidified more. And you didn't know if it would or it wouldn't. Be very careful too, because you may sometimes have difficulty dealing with your emotions and how to express them, because your energy is showing me that you are really leaning hard into the physical evidence of things versus the emotional or what people say, which I can understand, because that's part of that pain you went through. Show me the bottom energy. Yeah, you went through some kind of a experience where you were very disrespected. And I feel that, somebody wasn't seeing what you were bringing to the table. But you've learned those lessons and you're carrying them forward. So let me see this bottom energy for Cancer. Look at that. Ace of Pentacles again. So double that energy. The High Priestess in reverse. And the Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, somebody out there is getting married. Yeah, there's some kind of information that's coming out, something that was secretive, could have been a pregnancy for some of you, but for others, it's just maybe this connection was on the down low. You weren't really talking to people about it. You weren't really letting people know because you may not have known where it was going. But there's something, this is a secret. The High Priestess is a keeper of secrets. And so some kind of a secret is coming out, something you weren't talking about, you weren't telling people. And it could have to do with marriage. If not marriage, it may be just leveling this connection up, making it solid. Yeah, I love this energy for you, though. This is really nice. So for whoever I'm reading for, it's great energy. So let's look at their energy. Let's get a little snoopy here. Why is the Seven of Cups in reverse for the person in Cancer's energy? Five of Pentacles reversed, the Sun, and the Nine of Cups reversed. This person was afraid that you might be going back to someone else. They were afraid that because they knew you had other options. So this person may have been afraid that you were going to reconcile with someone else. They were waiting to see. They didn't want you to, but they were waiting to see. Be careful that this person doesn't have any substance abuse or alcohol issues as well. Now, it's also possible that they had options. They may have had somebody in their energy that was trying to reconcile with them. This is why this was slowed down in coming together, or part of the reason. I do feel, though, that this person feels like you are happiness to them. If there is somebody that's trying to reconcile with them, they don't want it. They do not want it. They see you as happiness. They're very clear about what they want, and that's you. Let me see the Queen of Swords. You might be dealing with a Leo. Show me the Queen of Swords. I'm seeing Gemini energy. Show me the Queen of Swords. Oh, yeah, this person may have had a choice between you and someone else. Yeah, okay, so we have the Lovers in reverse and we have the Ten of Wands reversed. So this person knows what it is that they want. They're very clear about it. They've already made their choice. I also feel like this is somebody who isn't deep in their feels. This is somebody who is very intellectual in the way they process information. So they're kind of very like matter of fact about things. They may not believe in tarot readings or believe in like a lot of spiritual things, which is very different from you because most Cancers that I know are pretty spiritual, but it's not a problem for them. I mean, it's not a problem at all. This person, I do feel like they don't want to have problems with whoever this person is that may be trying to reconcile with them, but they've made their choice. They've made their choice, and they're very clear about it. When they make a decision, they make a very firm decision. So let me see this Two of Swords. Show me the Two of Swords reversed. And they don't want this to create problems between you and them either. They're fearful of that. The Devil in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, so they were involved with somebody that had a lot of toxic traits. Yeah, so they don't want that person. So look, Cancer, if this person has a choice between you and someone from their past, just know that that person in their past was extremely toxic. This person has really worked on themselves and they've been moving further and further away from any kind of toxic energy. I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who will talk things out. They'll resolve things. They don't want problems with this ex or whoever this is because they feel like they're toxic. That's why they don't want to go back into that. And you're making them very happy. So they've been slowly moving away from that and slowly moving towards this decision to bring this together with you. It might have taken a while. Yeah, it might have taken a while. But there's going to be a discussion about that. So you might be dealing with a Capricorn. Let me see the energy between Cancer and this person. Show me the energy between Cancer and this person. the Tower, and Judgment. Yeah, you're making a judgment call here about whether or not to manifest this. Why? Well, because there's this reconciliation that's on the line. So this is it's coming to a head. You know, this person, they've got somebody trying to reconcile with them. They've got somebody trying to come back into their life. You're aware of this. You're aware of this, but you have feelings for this person. And I do feel like it's coming to a head because they have a decision to make here. And I do feel like, you know, it's going to come to a head. You're trying to make a judgment call about this. You're basically saying, look, I want somebody who's loving. I want somebody who is equal and balanced. I'm not going through another painful experience. So that's the reason why this is not manifesting. It's slow in manifesting is because this person has a choice between you and someone else. And honestly, they do not want that other person. They don't. But you're kind of backed up a little bit. You're trying to make sure that this person's not manipulating you. I also feel like you don't want to influence their decision because you're waiting to see, are they going to make, you know, are they choosing you over someone else? You don't want to manipulate it. All right, so let me see this Knight of Wands. Show me what's affecting this connection. You're very confident in your stance, though. I don't see you being like, oh, what am I going to do if they choose someone else? I feel like you're very confident here. Queen of Wands reversed. And the Hangman in reverse. Yeah, this person is going to reveal to you. They know that this other person's toxic. So they're going to come to you. It's been a minute. I feel like this may have been off and on for some of you. But there's a discussion that they've been waiting to have, and now's the time, okay? So this came to a head. They're making their decision here, and I do feel like they're making a head over heart decision, and I do feel that that decision is that they do not want this other person. And you're basically saying, you know, I hope that they don't choose that other person, but if they do, I will be fine because I am stable. I know how to love myself. So you're hoping that they don't, but you are okay if they do. So I like your position here. I do like your position, and I do see that this person is looking at you and they're like, wow, you know, Cancer is so mature. Cancer has it going on. Actually, you keeping silent, you not trying to influence them is causing them to see you in a whole other light, whereas they could have been a little off and on. Now they're looking at you like, oh, okay, well, Cancer's not going to try to keep me in this relationship. Cancer's not going to chase after me. And that's making them actually want you all the more. And they definitely don't want to create problems between the two of you. So let's look at your outcome. You don't have to do anything. This person, they don't want the toxicity of that last relationship. Show me the Six of Wands. Show me the Six of Wands. Show me Cancer's outcome. King of Wands, Ten of Coins, Five of Swords, and the Seven of Swords reversed. Ooh, ooh. I do feel like this person from the past, Cancer, is somebody that has been in this person's energy for a long time. It could have been an established foundation that was there for quite some time. They could also be very much influenced by friends and family, as are you. So be careful because that could lead to some conflict between the two of you. There's something to do with friends or family influencing this relationship as well. But don't worry, because I feel like you're going to overcome that. You're very passionate towards this person. I do see this new beginning coming in. I see it being very stable, extremely stable, and good financially as well. But there is something here with the Seven of Swords reversed. I feel like this past person is going to reveal themselves. See, this person doesn't want to deal with any kind of toxic energy. And this person in their past had that toxic energy. It's created tower moments in this person's life before. And so I do feel like with this Seven of Swords here, there's going to be conflict. It has to do with the revealing of lying, cheating, or stealing in some form. There's some sort of deception here, and it's making this person say, I absolutely don't want to deal with that stuff. And that they're dealing with a toxic ex. That's what it amounts to. They're dealing with a toxic ex who is trying to get back with them. And what it's actually doing, because you're seated in such a high vibrational energy, what it's actually doing is driving them towards you instead. Now, there could be a little conflict between the two of you about this. Either that or about family or close friends trying to create some problems. But regardless, there's success coming in this connection. So, expect a little conflict here, but at the end of the day, I feel like you're going to take the steps necessary to ensure your own stability. You know about what's going on with this person, but you're not trying to interfere in it. You're letting this person work out their problems on their own, and it's making them respect you and draw closer to you all the more. Yeah. Yeah, it's good energy. I do see some conflict coming up, though. So you can expect that, but it's going to end well because you have the Six of Wands. All right, bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And it does indicate that there is a lack of clarity on some things. So, and there could even be, this person could be lying a little bit. They could be trying to, I feel like overall they're pretty honest, but there's some things they could be omitting, which is causing that lack of clarity. And you may not want to ask them about it, but at the end of the day, it's still going to work in your favor. You really are not going to have to do anything because you are seated in such high vibrational energy, doing your own thing over here, that at the end of the day, it's only going to draw them closer to you. And this person that is trying to reconnect with them is toxic. And they're going to reveal themselves. There's something that is going to be revealed about that person that's going to make your person say, yeah, I got to move away from this. I'm not dealing with this toxic stuff. So they're going to draw closer to you. Very interesting. Wasn't expecting that. You guys always give me something I'm not expecting. All right. I'm going to pull a oracle card and we'll see if there's any more advice. Just know that you're going to wind up successful in this situation and there's really nothing that you need to do. This person's going to handle their own business and you're going to let them do it. All right, you have number 18 and this is called Magic Stream. So let's read that. So you're very close to the end of whatever this cycle is that you're going through. And I do feel like, although there might be some conflict by the end of the week, you're going to be feeling very successful about everything. Everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. Every experience you have seems to have its own life story with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there's a danger in seeing events as separate from one another since, in fact, they're all part of a continuity and a greater evolution. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success, Six of Wands, your success will benefit many. All right. I hope that this has been helpful for you, Cancer. Very interesting reading. If you've resonated with this, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you do get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Cancer, know that you are loved and namaste.